I just realized that's this chicken jockey. I clicked the notification, it took me to the stream I already had open. I thought you had like 4K viewers. You thought I was if I was a 4K Andy, I would not need a job, bro. If I was a 4K viewer Andy, I would not need a job. I'm having one of a 4 viewer Andy. I have like 1.5, 1.6K followers, but that got obliterated technically because someone follow botted me. So like 500 of those follows aren't actually real people. They're just bots. So really, even though up here it says 13, it should be 8. It's a little bit of a sag. But could be worse, I'm retarded. Why did it say it? It almost always... Why is this here? Huh? Okay. Let me check this. Yeah, it's supposed to tell me every time I log in when these things are full. I was about to go do something else, but I need to always make sure that these things are running. What are you up to? Watching the kiddos, or are you at work? I'd assume you're at work, but I don't know your work schedule whatsoever. Right now, with you having zero context of what's happening, you probably know, you're probably like, what is this guy doing? And it's like, yeah, that happens. Psh, I don't watch Twitch at home, brother. You're at home, you're like, I can't, the kids are there, they need my attention, you know. The only time I get away from the house is when I'm at work. It's my sweet release. I don't want to mine over there because that's in the way. Looks like someone's been mining over here, but I need to keep on mining. So let's go for it. Am I still running? Oh, I need to switch my armor back. That, and then, yep, that's still right. ADHD the game. It's called Hypixel Skyblock. It's like pseudo modded Minecraft because it's all plugin based. And it's not ADHD because a lot of this is grinding and doing the same thing over and over. So there have been times where I had to mine in one small little area for something like, man, it used to be like 5.5 hours they would do it. And then it would happen like a few times, depending on the mayor. Like in a month. And you just sit there for 5 hours running in circles, mining the same like 2 gemstone nodes. You know Seth Bling? I know who Seth Bling is, yeah. I am familiar with the Seth of Blinging. I'm more of an Etho fan than Seth Bling, because Seth Bling tends to do redstone coding, where Etho does practical redstone application. Mumbo Jumbo does silly redstone application. He's also British, which means he doesn't have good teeth. We love making fun of the British people. Hatsune Miku does not like British people. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. I don't know if you know what I'm referencing. I sure hope you do. Made an entire Angry Birds plugin? Yeah. See, that's with command blocks and coding. That is not me. How many people are online in my guild? Just me and Von Dinger. Zinger Von Dinger. The other person left. Big sad. Boop, boop. I only need one more component, and then I'm done doing the component grind, and I can just sell everything else. Made proper physics in game with just elements, like bruh. Yeah, so well, that's the thing about Minecraft is that it's very compatible with Python, to my knowledge. So as long as you write scripts in Python in Minecraft, it should be pretty easy. If I'm understanding correctly. My knowledge of coding is very limited. But to my knowledge, Minecraft is very good for coding things in Python. Like, Python and Minecraft just get along well. Just like how Minecraft runs off Java and runs off of one core, so it doesn't matter how many cores your computer has. Minecraft only uses one core, which makes it really inefficient for a lot of things. Same dealio. Boop. Boop. But typically I stream closer to like 8:30 to 10 is when I typically start. But later today I'm hanging out with a friend, so instead we're doing an early stream. I typically stream for a few hours, but today I'll probably go for longer. It depends. We might switch games halfway through. Might play some League of Legends or something. But I haven't streamed at all like in the last week, so I need to make sure I keep on streaming. Who's the mayor? Diana. We'll do the fishing event when it happens in an hour and a half. That's for sure. Because the fishing event is very, very good. I need it. My fishing level is not that high. My fishing is kind of lacking, I'm pretty sure. I think it's my lowest. Fishing is 40. Yeah, it's my lowest skill at 40. It's not a bad percent to 41, though. It is my lowest. I need to get that up. Right now, between me and Tristan, I have the higher skill average. And that's my only flex on him. He gets to flex all these cool items and being rich, but I get to flex my base stats being better. Well, most of my base stats being better. So, ha. Take that, nerd. But as you can see, this is not the highest octane gaming right here. I'm pretty late game too. And this is all there is in the late game. Just think of the early to middle game's honestly the funnest for most people. For me, it's something. I don't know why I play this game half the time, but for some reason I enjoy it. I think it's like the dopamine hit of numbers go burr. But nowadays you can't really grind it. Well, that's why you get slavery, watch. Look at all my slaves. I have 30 of them. I could have up to 31 slaves, but I only have 30. And they collect sand for me. Across this whole entire server, I'm number 7 in sand collection. I need to start manually farming sand because these guys don't do it fast enough. I also have anime girl, anime guy, and anime guy number 2. That's actually Megumin, Natsu, and Ichigo? I think. That's just grinding with extra steps. Honestly, back in the day, grinding was so much worse. They made grinding so much easier. Like, every time something new comes out, they make it easier and easier. That's not even like me being like, oh, it was so much harder back in my day. I used to have to walk uphill both ways to school or something like that. No. It was just genuinely factually harder. Because things gave less EXP, and there was less EXP multipliers. When I first started playing. 5 years ago. You'd think after playing this game for 5 years I'd be good, but nope, not yet. My dad came in once on me playing this game, and he goes, so have you gotten good? I was like, for as much as I play this game, you'd think I'd be good at this point, but nope, still just trash. Big sad. Stacking up a lot of super light voters. I think it's the reflector that I need. No, that backpack's a lot. This one. Yeah, I need one more Robotron reflector, and then I'll have a stack, which gives me the ability to do a whole bunch of nucleus runs. Then I need to grind out a stack of keys. But each one of those is actually selling for a lot right now, so it's kind of like mad profit doing this. Although typically you don't do this for money, you do this out of necessity for the gemstone powder, which you can see over here. Every time I mine, I have a chance of spawning a chest, and then the chests give gemstone powder. And things take a lot of gemstone powder. What are you doing, dude? What is this guy doing? Let me check his profile. Let me check his profile. Come on. There we go. This dude's setup is trash. Absolute dookie. You'll be lurking. You're losing brain power as we speak. Well, you better hold on to what you got. Because you don't know what you got till it's gone. Something like that. Keep that viewer count up? Yeah. Well, if you mute Twitch, it actually doesn't count. But if you mute the web browser that has Twitch open on it, it does actually still count as a viewer. That's just a fun little fact for you. Unfortunately, right now is when most of the other Hypixel guys are streaming, so it doesn't really work in my favor. I think ideal timing for me would be like 7 p.m. So, I do doth believe that would have been the most optimal of timings for my streams. But, who said anything about optimal? If I was being optimal, I'd have a job by now. But I keep applying places and I hear nothing back. Absolutely nothing. But hopefully the dadgum baddest boy will be getting a job here pretty soon. Not me, but, you know, our lovely little bad boy. What the heck is ZA? I'm gonna presume you meant the... I see that the code. You could have just called it the code. Yeah, I've never heard anyone refer to pizza as za. Just za. I thought that you were like acronyming for like Costco or something. Like, what are you going on about? 10 out of 10 people who work there get depression. Kyle, our favorite little depressy spaghetti boy. That's just Kyle, okay? That's anecdotal evidence, okay? He's just depressed. Okay, don't count Kyle. I think he just has depression. I thought Jonathan's issue was they kept on making him do physical labor and it was messing up his back. Okay, I don't ever talk to Nathan or Colton. I saw Colton for the first time at my old job a few years ago, and I did not realize that he has not grown a single inch from when I was a kid. Like, straight up. Like, it had been like 10 years since I saw him, and he was still short. I was like, that's rough, buddy. Short kings out there. Bless his heart. It do be like that. It is a rough life he lives, being short. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst of enemies. It's hilarious because Tristan, he'll be like making fun of me. I'm like, and I'll just look at him and be like, at least I'm not short, as he has like 2 inches on me. Oh, my favorite insults is calling someone short and stinky. Those are my 2 favorites. Ben does not like being called stinky. It's like, well, stop being stinky. He's like, I'm not stinky. It's like, yeah, you kind of are. You're a stinky boy. You're a stinky, stinky boy. He's like, I'm not a stinky boy. The one insult that really cuts deep to him. That and autistic. He does not like being called autistic. Retarded, he can kind of live with. Every once in a while, I'm like, am I making fun of him too much? And then the other part of me is like, nah. Back in my day, I used to be made fun of way worse than him. I think. That or it's just hard cope. But who knows? Copium's a powerful drug. Brr. So when there's a certain mayor called Cole that gives bonus mining perks, and when he's mayor, I like to go over here into the mines of Devon, and I mine this gemstone that he's currently mining, and this other one that he's probably also mining, on repeat. And I just do that 4 hours. I'm not even joking. I do it the whole time the event happens. It used to be a 2.5 hour events, and now it's like 5, or it used to be 2 5.5 hours, and now it's like 5 2.5 hours. So it's basically the same, but you don't have to like sit there and grind for as long. And that was a change they made recently. For years, it was just sit down, do the same thing for 5.5 hours. I put on movies. We would stream it, and I would just put on movies, and we'd watch movies together as I just mined non-stop for several hours. It was very boring. I don't recommend it. There are worse things. Okay, I cut off the tip of my thumb. I'd rather sit down and mine for 5 hours straight with no entertainment than cut off the tip of my thumb again. That sucked. That one was rough. My mom felt so bad because I was helping her slice veggies on a mandolin, and I cut off the tip of my thumb, and it really hurt. What a choice. True, true. It's like the would you rather be bored for 10 hours straight or cut off the tip of your thumb? Huh. I wonder which one I'd rather do. I cut mine on a deli slicer. Ooh! You know, I always made fun of one of my ex-coworkers because they claimed that they cut off part of their finger on a deli slicer, and then I cut off part of my finger on a mandolin. I was like, you know what? Maybe we're all a bunch of idiots. Maybe I should not... Like, I never made fun of her, but I always thought, like, she was an idiot for doing that. And then I almost did it, like, a couple of times, and then I got myself with a mandolin. I was like, okay. Maybe I shouldn't be, like, you know, looking at her and being like, oh, she's so stupid for that. How could someone possibly do that? I can't be that stupid. And then I cut off the tip of my thumb on a mandolin. Those things are dangerous, dude. I've just decided that anytime I need to cut something, I'll just do it by hand, and I'll take a very long time with a knife. I'm not going to do it by hand on a mandolin, because then I lose part of my hand. Well, the deli slicer didn't work, right? I didn't know it well enough at 18. I should have said something, and I was refusing to work with it. Ah. See, that's one thing that I kind of wish was driven into me a little bit better while I was younger, which is something that was being driven into me a lot in high school auto shop class, which is, it's better to ask a question and look stupid than to try and wing it and show that you're stupid, basically. It's like everyone thinks a fool to be wise until he opens their mouth and proves otherwise. It's like, it's better just to admit that you don't know something and get help than to try and do it yourself and end up breaking something or hurting yourself. Personal safety is 100% the top priority, even when it's not personal safety. Just, if you truly don't know and you're having a hard time trying to figure it out, just ask. I almost blew up a car because I just thought I did something right and I didn't ask questions. To be fair, no one really liked that teacher anyways, so would it have really been a loss? But if someone acts like it isn't, they are wrong. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things where it's like, you should grab a ladder. And it's like, nah, I'm going to climb the scaffolding. That I've done in my life. But I've also burned myself, like, several times. Technically, my old workplace was supposed to supply me with, personal PPE. I guess PPE stands for personal protective equipment. So I guess saying personal protective equipment doesn't really make sense. My old workplace was, hey, that's money. My old workplace was supposed to provide me with PPE, and they didn't, and I burned my arm really bad. I burned my wrist really bad. I worked with raw chicken. I got raw chicken juices in my eye a couple of times. I never washed it out. I just tanked it. Never got salmonella in the eye, though. So that's pog. But yeah. I've gotten raw chicken juices in my eye. I think the only reason why I didn't get anything is because they pump those chickens with so much salt water to like make them bigger and look juicier that I'm pretty sure all that salt like sterilized my eyeball as it was trying to be infected. So, but yeah, it happened like probably 5 or 6 times that I had raw chicken juices get squirted in my eye from just, you know, trying the rush. It happens. That's why I like the people that are always like, oh, I gotta be so careful around raw meats. It's like, nah, dude, I got raw chicken juice right into my eye. If that didn't kill me, I'm not getting anything. I was taught to use the deli slicer the way I was using it. And let me guess, was the way you were using it was wrong. That always happens. It's a time as old as Tales itself. Yeah. Die. Gimme. Die. Is there any, crates? There we go. Huge. Aw, only 85 gemstone powder? Not huge. Not huge. Was to put your hand in the danger zone? That's a quick way to the highway to the danger zone. Cause we're on the highway to the danger zone. A good way to lose a finger. Is the sled wouldn't move the meat unless you held it down? Yeah, so the same thing with our slicer. Our slicer wouldn't like slice the meat unless you held it down. So what we did is we used another chub of meat to hold down the meat chub that was in it. Because it had like a plastic thing to like push it down, but the last little bit was kind of hard, so we'd use other chubs of meat to push it down deeper. So that we wouldn't have to worry about putting our fingies in the danger zone. That was something that they learned through trial and error, I'm pretty sure. But that's how I did it. So we were using, like, if we need to cut, like, a couple chubs of roast beef, we would use, like, one of the other chubs of roast beef to push down the other one. I quit right after they got a new deli slicer. Shake my head. Yeah, we had like a black metal, we had a black plate with a handle that we used for the last little bit. And, so we had to clean that all the time. And so one day while I was cleaning it, I was trying to get someone to like hand it to me, and they're like, what is it that you want? I was like, the meat gripper. And they just paused at me and paused, and they looked at me and they're like, what do you mean by the meat gripper? I'm like, you know the black thing on the slicer that grips the meat? It's the meat gripper. And they're like, can you not call it the meat gripper? I was like, why not? It grips the meat. And they just kept on looking at me. I'm like, you guys understand what I'm trying to reference, right? And one of them was like, whitest kids you know? I was like, yes. That's exactly what I'm trying to reference. But the other guys were just like, don't call it the meat gripper. I'm gonna get... Honestly, I'm surprised it never happened. I never talked to, like, any of my female coworkers unless I had to. But the guy ones, dude, I think at some point just understood that I was a whack job and just lived with it. That's one thing I gotta give them. A lot of the guy coworkers just accepted it. That's one thing that I gotta give them, is a lot of the guy coworkers were chill. A couple of them were just absolute tools, though. But the few that were cool, I still kind of miss. Heck, I even had my own Kyle, except he didn't have depression and made weird bird noises. So, like, you'd look over at him and be like, how you doing? And he'd look at you, and he'd do, like, the goofiest looking face and just start making random bird noises. It's like, alright. I guess he's fine. I guess. We definitely tried making the place bearable. I had one coworker who really wanted to be a teacher, but his parents forced him into computer science instead. And he'd do like little lessons for me, a lot of little history lessons and like English lessons, because he really wanted to be like an English teacher or something, or like a history teacher. Can't remember which one of those two. So he'd always give me like little history and English lessons so that I could work on myself. I was not very smart, but you know, he definitely made me feel like I was learning stuff. So, do I remember half of it? No. But maybe at some point I'll regurgitate some of it at some point. And isn't that what teaching really is? But no, I never got called into the office for sexual assault. Or, like, sexual harassment. Physical assault, technically. And then I was terminated. But, you know what? It happens. It do be like that sometimes. Besides, you know what they say, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Right? I can hear my brother watching Tyler 1 in the living room. We all have a moments where assaults might happen. Technically, I did not assault him. I just made physical contact in a unprofessional manner. It's what I was terminated for. And because the HR lady lied about what I said, I asked her if I could record the conversation, and we were having a power outage, so I couldn't even, but it was like kind of like a bluff. And she said no, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. Like, I don't know the legality of it, but she basically said that given the opportunity, I'd do it again, which is true. But I did not say that, and that was what they had on record verbatim, is that I verbally told them that if it happened again, I would do it. Which is not what I said. I did not say that. But it's basically my word against some random HR lady. So, Ted Kaczynski was right. We should have built... we should have pipe bombed everything. I miss Uncle Ted. Taken too soon of terminal butthole cancer while in jail. I miss Uncle Ted already. If you don't know who I'm talking about when I say Uncle Ted, I mean Ted Kaczynski. But, you know, I didn't either, but I said it was gonna happen. Yeah. No, he was touching my stuff, so I just grabbed him by the arm and, like, jerked it away from my stuff and told him to leave me alone. So I got fired. Which, honestly, not even all that bad. Oh, and for verbal misconduct to a superior, but honestly, that guy was a glorified cashier and was kind of a cuck, so, whatever. Instantly took the black coworker side without even hearing my side. Racist. Racist against white folks. He was white too, so I don't know how well it holds up, but you know. Racist against gingers. He prefers the different hard R. Not the ginger hard R. The other kind of hard R. There's multiple types of hard Rs. They do not like the ginger ones. But it's whatever. I just keep on applying places. I applied at 3 places yesterday and did a follow-up on 1. I'm just not hearing anything back or getting anything. My dad suggests that I work at Mickey D. I do not think I'd like working at Mickey D. The Golden Arches. McDankers. Mackers, if you're Australian. Anywhere you hopeful for? Well, I applied at an appliance place for both warehouse and customer assistance. So ideally, one of those. Either that, I applied at a RV park that's like kind of like a KOA for maintenance and like cashier, I think, and I think I'd really like that. Like what? Some days I work the cash register and other days I do lawn maintenance, so I get a good mix of inside and outside. I get to stay in fresh air and it's only like 7-minute drive from my house. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. They have a pool, so I'd probably have access to the pool as an employee and I can take my friends over and we can have like pool days. That sounds awesome. it honestly sounds like a really good gig, and I actually really want that one. If I had to get anything, I think the RV park, trailer park thing would be a good fit for me. It seems to be nice and relaxed. They just had one person leave, I think. And then, the appliance place had 2 people leave. Maybe the RV park had 2 people leave. I'm not sure, but I'm hopeful. Any job that lets you mix it up, yeah. That was the problem, is they put me on frying for 1.5 years, and they said I would be I fried for 1 year and 3 months, and they told me that I'd only have to fry for 3 months, and they'd find someone new to replace me. 1 year and 3 months go by, I get fired, they put on the guy that was harassing me and telling me that I did a terrible job and that I should quit and that I was a terrible fryer and that he could do better. They put him on it, and I got so many messages, like either straight texts or they'd friend me, like coworkers would friend me on Messenger and then text me. So many people said that he absolutely sucked at frying chicken so bad that they immediately hired someone new and replaced him in under 2 months. What kind of black man can't fry chicken? I'm not trying to be racist, but as a freaking stereotype, him always saying that he could fry better chicken than me, and he can't, and he black, and he love fried chicken. Brother, he lost at life, okay? How can a white man out deep fry chicken over a black man, okay? What armor and items are you using? I'm currently using fully maxed out Jaded minus the golden plates that cost 32 glossy each. DDR, or no, I'm using a fully maxed out Devon with that expensive item. And then Royal, this stuff. When Forging update came out, it automatically reset my Heart of the Mountain. I did not reset it, it just automatically reset, and I lost like a ton of powder. So now I have to go back through and grind up some powder to get my levels up a bit. I don't think I lost that much. I think I lost only like 1 mil gemstone and 1 mil glaceite. But 1 mil glaceite's a lot. But I'm not sure because my mithril powder seems to be exactly the same. Maybe I just spec things differently so it looks different. But yeah, so I'm currently just grinding my powder right now. Begging to get banned. I got temp banned off Twitch once, which is why I now upload all my VODs to YouTube. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I was being pretty based. It could have been a handful of things. I think the main 2 kickers is, I said some anti-Palestine stuff, and then I also said that there should be a difference between, a Jew and someone who lives in Israel. So a Jew should be someone who follows Judaism and has Hebrew descent, and then there is an Israelite, which is people who live in Israel. Or an Israeli. I feel like those 2 things were the ones that got it, but I feel like the Jewish one is a pretty light take. I feel like that's not all that, hot of a take. I feel like that's pretty middle ground. Because I'm tired of, all these people being, part Jewish, but they don't, calling themselves a Jew and, saying that you're being anti-Semitic towards them. But they don't practice Judaism and they don't even live in Israel. So, it's like, what are you going on about? That's like if an Irish person who lived in America and was born in America said, how dare you insult my Irish heritage. I don't know any slurs for Irish. But, yeah. It's like, I feel like you're really losing. You're not really having a good ground to fight on, okay? You're fighting on sand, not on a solid rock, okay, dude? You do not have the high ground in this scenario. Well, right or wrong, I think it's more of a TOS thing. Here's the thing, is Hassan Piker is a very hardcore, liberal, arguably a neo-Nazi. Arguably. That's up to debate. And he said that we should start killing, U.S., senators and stuff, and actively advocated for the murder of a handful of U.S. senators. I think her name is Alinity. She mama birded vodka to her cat, which is animal abuse. She got, a 1-day ban. Hassan got a 1-day ban for that. Hassan actually got checked by TSA when he came back into the country, which was hilarious. Because, yeah, you're like a radical nut job who keeps on claiming that we need to make the fall of America. Yeah. No wonder people don't really like you and, you know, TSA, you know, checked your bum hole. You know, it makes sense. I'd have a pipe bomb up there. Also, love is not proud, so think about that. Like, love is not prideful? Yes. I understand that. But I don't know where we're going with this. Just Hassan's kind of a nut job. And Hassan has said so many weird things. One big thing was Tectone recently, another like popular streamer, YouTuber guy, got permabanned, I think, off Twitch because some lady was calling him a pedophile, and he called her no words to call women that have to deal with, we'll say, their chastity and how much they like to sleep around. And he used one of those no words, and he got banned for a week. Even though there's like 4 or 5 women all calling him like a pedophile and a rapist. Which arguably, way worse than what he called them, and they got nothing. And I think he's taking it to court right now. As defamation. Which honestly, that's fair enough. If I was falsely accused of being a pedophile, I'd probably take people to court too. So just think about that. Yeah, I mean, don't worry so much about what other people being wrong. Most people are wrong. It's not their fault. They're just ignorant. Well, yeah. But it's just Twitch. Twitch is... I feel like Asmongold has the best take. Asmongold says that Twitch is slowly becoming more and more left-leaning and left-centric because a lot of the left-leaning streamers and YouTubers on Twitch get a lot less punishment when they mess up than right-leaning. For example, one guy a while ago was streaming and he was in shorts, and when he stood up, you could just like barely see like his right nut or something like that. And he got permabanned, and then so that happens. And then we have intentional women showing like cleavage and like booties and stuff, and they're not even getting banned. Like I think one lady like I think she got banned for this actually, but I think it took like this guy that accidentally like showed his right nut got banned like the very next day permanently. And one lady accidentally, air quoted, leaked her banging her boyfriend for like a half an hour or something like that. And like it was live for like a half an hour before she ended the stream. They didn't even ban her. Or at least if they did, it took like a few weeks and a lot of outreach. And that's the reason why I know about the right nut guy, is because everyone's like, oh, so he got banned like a month ago for accidentally showing her his right nut. But she's still here even though we clearly saw her getting banged by her boyfriend. So there's definitely a double standard here on Twitch, which is the only reason why I think I'd move to YouTube, is because the double standard on Twitch is kind of unbearable. But you got better chat system. The chat system for Twitch just works better than YouTube. It's a lot more user friendly for everyone, the Twitch chat, but I might switch. The downside is I don't think I can make money off of YouTube because YouTube doesn't allow me to have members yet. So where Twitch you can like sub instead of just following, and I can make like, you know, $2.50, $3 off of each. YouTube doesn't have that system, so I can't make money off that. And then Twitch, I actually do make ad revenue. I only make like a couple of cents every once in a while, but it technically does happen where I actually do make ad revenue. Like I think the most I've ever made was like 10 cents on a stream, so like not a lot, but it still happens. Where on YouTube I haven't made a single dime. I got a video that made over 1.3 mil views before it got taken down by Aniplex. It was like a little anime meme short, or not even short, it was a normal length, so it hit the algorithm less, and I made $0. All that I got for it was a copyright strike 2.5 years after I uploaded the video. So. What are you doing to man multi-block? I have spread. It's just spread. Let me see. If we go up, so we have Great Explorer here, and then, where is it? Not Powder Buff, not Mine Man. Blockhead, where is it? Mole. Here it is. Grants 400 mining spread when mining Hearthstone. This wasn't maxed. This was at 160. That's where all my powder went. I maxed Mole when it accidentally auto reset. That's where all my powder went. Okay, that kind of makes more sense. Slash recipe cons. Concentrate Hearthstone. Hey, that's pretty good. That means I can make 1 Silex. But, yeah, I'm using, mining spread in the heart of the mountain tree. Technically, if I wanted to, yeah, I can get the armadillo going and have even more. But at a certain point, I think there's like a soft cap when it comes to mining spread. Because it doesn't really look like I'm getting more. And the Scatha has a perk called Burrowing, where it gives me a plus 50% chance of finding treasure chests. And since I already have Great Explorer fully maxed out, it kind of like, it kind of stacks on each other. So I get a very good chance of finding chests. That's why every once in a while you'll see it, and I'll like spawn 4 chests. It's because I have the 2 perks. Very good perks, by the way, for gemstone farming. Also, Hearthstone for making Silexes to increase efficiency on my Fig Jungle Axe is what I'm working towards. What armor do I use after Mineral? You should be working towards Glaciite. Mineral armor's only good if you're going for gold collection. If you're going for gold, then Mineral's really good, and then you can just mine in the mines of Devon. Otherwise, I would highly recommend for you to mainly focus on Glaciite and then Devon. But Glaciite's really cheap. I think you can farm Glaciite using a pickaxe with the Ice Walkers in the Dwarven camps, or the Dwarven mines, pretty easily. And you can buy each piece for like... You can buy a whole set for under 200k, typically. I think each piece roughly is 20 to 30k each piece. But sometimes, you know, one of the pieces being more rare at the time. It's only 15k for each Glaciite piece right now. Yeah, Glaciite's actually really good. It's also pretty decent for a combat set in the early game because it's an epic. So you can set it to pure or fierce to try and get your damage up a little bit. I personally suggest to put all your mining sets if you're... Besides Devon, because Devon should be jaded. I personally suggest to put all your mining sets to whatever gives you the most intelligence, so you can use your Aspect of the Void or Aspect of the End the most that you can. But if you are, you know, needing it for combat, then I would say put it on Fierce. Or Pure. You have floor 5 armor? Yeah, then if you can afford it, go with Devon. Otherwise, just stick to Glaciite. You can honestly use Glaciite or Sorrow. Sorrow's also a good option. If you don't feel like skipping from Glaciite straight to Devon, you can make the middle ground step of Sorrow. And then save your Sorrow for later on, and you can set it to Renown, which gives you more Magical Find. And then with your Magical Find, you can, like, Sorrow's already got a ton of Magical Find. You can use it for if you ever have, like, a mob that you need to kill for with Magical Find buffs. Those are my suggestions. Are they decent suggestions? Take them or leave them. But those would be the ways that I would suggest for you to be doing what you're trying to accomplish. There's also a fishing event coming up here soon, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a lot of this powder farming, is because I'm thinking I might... No, I probably won't mine or do the fishing here. But depending on how the fishing event plays out and how much fishing fortune I have, or sea creature chance, I might be able to sea creature fish inside of the Dwarven mines in that special new area. Well, I guess it's not that new. In the what is it, Mithril Gubber Zone, and farm collection for that, and also have 100% sea creature chance for catching sharks. How much powder do I have? Total? I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Oh, that's how much. Almost 22 million gemstone. Honestly, you only need 3 mil mithril, and I have a lot left over. And then 1.5 glaciite. Sounds about right. Hey, you got a bow. Cool. What am I working on? I've been maxing these two equally because I want to get them to max. What glaciite do I have? I'll put 2 points of that. I'm hoping that my glaciite thing reset. I'm not sure what time I did it last night for whether or not it'll reset. And then I'm mostly doing the powder grinding because, I don't know. It's something that needs to get done. It'll help me make more money later on. And I need a lot of heartstone so I can make a whole bunch of silixes so I can max out my efficiency on my fig. I'm not playing on Iron Man. I play in a way where I personally gauge whether or not what I am currently grinding is within reason. So, for example, I don't like grinding sludge, so I'll buy sludge, but I'll mine the gemstones to make the gemstone mixtures, if that makes sense. So if it's within reason to grind it, I'll grind it. If I don't feel like it's within reason to grind it, then I'll buy it. So like all of my dungeon armor I have, and all of my why am I drawing a blank on the name? Crimson armor that I have, I didn't actually farm. I bought it all. So for me, those I'll farm. I did get my Devon alloy. I just dropped it on accident. It was a very pog moment of my life. G-Drag I farmed and bought. So there's a lot of things where, in my personal view, if it's within reason to grind, I'll grind it. Otherwise, I'll buy it. And that's kind of how I play my profile. Anything that's like super rare RNG, if it doesn't have an RNG meter, I'll buy it. Like the Phoenix Pet, I'll buy it because it's super rare. But if it's, you know, reasonable to grind, then I'll grind it. Like, I still haven't gotten a Phoenix Pet. I think I bought my first rat pet. I did get a wolf, and I leveled 100 it. Or not a wolf. I got a hound pet that I bought, and then I dropped a legendary hound. So I sold the one that I leveled up to 100 because I didn't drop it. And then leveled up the other one back to level 100. So I'm not a very sane person, considering hound pets are quite useless right now. And I got 2 of them to level 100. And that was still when they were useless. You dropped an alloy yesterday on your first run. Isn't that like a 1 out of like 8,000 chance? Like, I've heard of it happening. I had one guy say that he didn't even know what it was, and that he was gonna sell it for 500 mil. I was like, no, dude, that's worth over a bill. Your account is now immediately way later into the game. Save it. Save it and sell it properly. I've also helped out new players and seen them right-click my cakes and instantly get cake souls. And then I told them to sell it, and that was like a good little kickstart for them to, you know, a couple mil for them to play around with while they're getting their starter gear. But honestly, I feel like having 2 good of early RNG drops kind of kills progression because you make such a dramatic jump, and the rest of your account can't keep up, so it kind of feels like you hit a brick wall sometimes when you do that. What drill do you recommend I buy? I have 12 mil. Go for the titanium path, and you need at least a 555. If you don't have a titanium 555, then I would suggest depending on where you're at, just you could go with a gemstone gauntlet. I think those are still okay-ish. Depending on what mining level you are, you could, or you could just run a refined titanium pickaxe, like just a very decent titanium pickaxe, because those are only a couple mil. And I think I used a titanium pickaxe till I was like mining like 40 something. So it actually can get you quite far. This is decent. It's not great. It's just decent enough until you can unlock the gemstone gauntlet. But yes, gemstone gauntlet and then the DDR path. I was going for one nucleus run so I can unlock the diamond essence shop and then drop the alloy. You're sitting on that still, right? You're gonna keep it and actually upgrade your thing. That's personally what I would suggest. You don't have to do it, but it is very good. Nah, I don't need it. All right, that's up to you. It is something that if you're gonna try and be a perfectionist and try and like get to late game, you're gonna need one. Just for the sole purpose of the Devon drill is a museum item. So just know that. But if you already sold it, then I would suggest for you to try and get through dungeons to being able to use a Hyperion. And then try and hype everything. And grind Dugans. If you're going for money. Personally, I don't play for money. I play for skill average. If I wanted to play for money, I would not be number 6 in sand collection with 30 sand minions. They don't make money. I get like a mil every other day. And I have 30 of them. Which means I'm making 500k every day off 30 minions. That is not very good. They do not make a lot. Huh. But yes, I actually got reached out by the #1 in sand collection, and he convinced a lot of people to pick up manually grading sand. So I was number 5, and then I dropped down to number 7 overnight. Like within 2 days of him texting me, because he convinced a whole bunch of people to start manually farming sand. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. You have super bad RNG. Yeah, I also have pretty bad RNG. That's why if it's like an RNG drop, a lot of the times I'll buy it. And if everything else, I'll grind it. How much collection do I have for sand? Did you not just see I had 400 like, or 240 mil? 240 mil? Or like, which collections do I have maxed? Because I have almost every single collection maxed. And I honestly should go and start doing some more Rift stuff. Because once I unlock the next Hemio Vial or whatever segment, and I'm able to buy the upgraded Hemioite, or whatever it's called, the redstone looking stuff. I think it's redstone. I'll be able to get my 31st minion slot. I'm mining gold, so I ain't really looking at your stream. That's fair enough. If you're mining gold, I would suggest to run mithril or glossy mineral. Either mineral or glossy, and then use a goblin pet. A goblin pet, and then either a Devon 6x5 or just whatever drill you can that gives you a lot of fortune. For armor, you can run Sorrow because it can give you the ability to get a lot more fortune, especially if you're already like instant breaking. I don't even think I instant break, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I instant break gold. But I do have over 100 mil gold collection for my dragon, so it doesn't really matter. I think I was getting like 6 an hour. Around 6 mil collection an hour. When I was really trying and going for it. PV me, I don't have that. I don't have that mod. Right now, I'm running modless. Typically, I run Optifine and scrollable tooltips, but right now, because I'm playing in the newest version, I'm running modless. Because I was playing in the newest version, so I can have access to Galatea. But I don't use mods. I've tried. I may have like 20 or 30 hours with like actual mods in playtime, and I just never liked them. If you use mods, that's fair. I'm not gonna tell you not to. But personally, I do not like mods. Yeah, I have all that done. Okay. There's all my Robotron parts, so all of these can be sold. Dang, that's crazy. It is kind of crazy. You want to know what else is crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room full of rats and rats. Rats make me crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room full of rats and rats. Rats make me crazy once. Something like that. Personally, I kind of like to talk to tomatoes, but where was I going with this? I don't know. I did respec. I didn't grab my Titanium Insanium perk that I normally do, and I instead spec'd into... What was it that I spec'd into? Miner's Blessing for plus 30 Magic Find on all mining islands. So that when I grind ghosts, it'll be easier for me to get Volta and Sorrow. I don't really care about Plasma. Plasma's whatever. But yes, Mining Spread, goated perk. I would first suggest when you're trying to do powder grinding to first get the Great Explorer maxed and then your Mining Spread. Because Great Explorer, being able to instantly pop your chests without having to, you know, do the little mini game on it is so incredibly good. Like, even getting them down to only needing like 1 or 2 is so much nicer. You won't believe how much quicker it makes powder grinding to have them instantly pop. It easily is the thing that makes powder grinding so fast, is having these suckers instant pop. Looking over at chat. Are you running a goblin for gold mining? Because goblins are the best for gold mining. Oh. Yeah, okay. And then I assume you're using glossy. Or are you just using regular mineral? And then is it reforged to jaded? Because trust me, you're going to want it to be jaded if you're going to be doing a lot of gold mining. Glossy with Goblin and Devon. You're using a Devon drill? Well, aren't you rich stuff, mister? I don't think I draw my Devon drill until the last like 20 mil of Devon gold mining that I had to do. So that would have made things a little bit quicker. I've been watching like Bear Grylls did a series, I think it was back in 15, where he took 15 dudes and 15 ladies and stuck them on 2 separate islands to see how they survived. I'm gonna be honest, I think the crew had a little bit of a favoring hand towards the ladies, because those ladies I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch very much because I just found them overall way more boring. But the little clips that I did see of those ladies, because they had like a final episode where they compared like how the two survived, we'll say, with air quotes, survived on the island. And I'm looking at these guys, and they're just bitten head to toe by sandflies. They're covered in these things and that. They're getting stung by little scorpions. They are honestly looking miserable. And the ladies look like they're just like vibing. Like they were put on an island that doesn't have anything that could kill them. I'm looking at their like rain filtration system and how they're like getting rainwater. And they have like only a one tap filter. They're all complaining about how it tastes. The guys are like, you know what? After living out here for 3.5 months, really warm water doesn't really bother you, you know? At least we have water. Water was never really an issue. If you got dehydrated, that was on you. And the ladies were like, we only ever caught the rainwater. Guys, there's no way they caught the rainwater when they're like wasting their like jerry cans on purification. The guys built rafts, were catching water, or catching fish by the sea. And they were just getting like these itty bitty ones. And then you look over at the ladies and they have like these full-size salmons. And it's like, I don't think salmons are in that part of the ocean there, bud. Considering the other guys were all getting like itty bitty baby fish that were like, you know, 2 or 3 baseball sizes. And you guys are pulling out salmon? You're only missing pendant and the powder coating on set? Aw. It's just one of those things where it's like, I'm watching this. And I skipped most of the ladies because it just, the ladies looked easier. They were like, if you looked at the YouTube comments, a lot of them were like, dude, you could straight up see like water spouts and stuff. The ladies were like trying to make their place. They're like, look at how beautiful everything is. And they're like, yeah, we didn't actually build beds until like the last week or two. And they built like a group bed. You look at the guys, within the first week, all the guys had their own beds. On day number 2 is when the guys got their fire going. Girls got fire going on day number 1. But like, it doesn't really show how the ladies did it because the guys were just struggling with the bow technique where you take a bow with a string, wrap it around a stick so that you can like slide it back and forth to create friction and get it going. And like, it looked like the ladies were doing it and then boom, the ladies had fire. You look at the guys are, a lot of the guys had glasses, so there's like 2 or 3 dudes. They're all holding their glasses above a whole bunch of like dry wood shavings and trying to use like the magnification to get the fire to start, and it took them 2 days to get that to finally work. And the ladies are like, oh, we just used the bow and string. It's like, I don't know if you've ever done a bow and string, okay? I've done flint and steel, and that's even hard. I don't think you could have done it with the bow and string, okay? Just saying, I watched the guys do it. These guys are trying for what seems to be a lot longer than the ladies, and the ladies just got it first try. Like, Apparently, some of the cameramen and women that were on the show after their like NDA expired after like 10 years or so started saying like most of the footage from the ladies is only of the first week or two because the ladies did so atrociously that they just decided to filter out a lot of it and splice it together to make the women look like they did as best as possible, even though the women were apparently getting handouts from just random strangers on boats and stuff that were like sailing by, and that's where they got the big old salmon. It's like, is this a survival show, or is this, these dudes are challenged with surviving on an island for 6 weeks, and these ladies are having a uncomfortable camping experience? Like, there's a very big difference. You look at the ladies, and by the end of the series, the ladies look roughly in the same physical condition as what they started, and you look at the guys, and they're all skin and bones. Like, they actually look anorexic. The doctor said that on average, each person lost like 20 pounds over the 6 weeks, and collectively they all lost what they counted as 20 stones, which I don't know what kind of weird British measurement for weight is, but 20 stones across 12 dudes. Look up whatever that measurement is. They look like they were starving. Every time it cut over to like the ladies' POV, it didn't look like they were struggling. It looked like they were like upset and having drama, but it didn't look like they were struggling. The men had like set up like fishing nets and stuff, and then the ladies just so happened to find a pig that was sleeping and did not resist them stabbing it in the throat. I will say that the guys also found a pig, but it also showed the guys actively tackling a living crocodile. Like, the crocodile was actively fighting against them the whole time they were driving the knife through its skull. And you can watch the knife slowly dig deeper and deeper, and the crocodile start to bleed. And then, like, the ladies just show up, and it's like, oh, hey, look, there's a pig. Oh, we just so happened to kill the pig while it was sleeping, and it didn't notice us until we got, like, a foot away. Oh, hey, look, we just instantly killed it. It was easy peasy. Even the guys were like, that's kind of weird that, like, we just killed that pig, like, super easy. And so some people were saying, like, the pigs were thrown on the island towards the end by the producers. But it just looked like the guys had, like, a lot more difficult of a time. Even if they both got pigs, you know, it just looked like the guys had a harder time. I don't think Gemstone Gauntlet is cheap. It got nerfed, so it's not expensive. But it's not cheap. That's why I suggested either the DDR Titanium drill line, and then you can upgrade as you go. Or going with a refined Titanium pickaxe until you can upgrade. I don't know what current tool you'll have. I just know that the Titanium pickaxe I used for a very long time until I started going down the DDR path. And the Titanium pickaxe back then was as good as a DDR4, I think? If the DDR4 had 0 upgrades. So, until you get DDR5, I think the Titanium pickaxe and like its highest quality or tier is the best for early on. Gemstone drill, the reason why I don't suggest gemstone drills is because they're really good at gemstones, but they suck at everything else. Like, statistically speaking. So if you're only gemstone grinding, yes, you can go. But the maxed out gemstone drill isn't as good as a maxed out DDR 655. And then you can upgrade the 655 into a Devon. So that's the reason why I don't suggest going the gemstone drill path. And then don't even think about the mithril one. The mithril drill path just sucks. That's just cheeks. It's straight dookie, straight bun, straight garbage. It is not good. I would rather people go for the gemstone drill over the mithril drill. Let's put it that way. I don't recommend the gemstone drill, but it's better than the mithril drill by a lot. How do you get the titanium? It's a 355, I think. 355? I can quickly look up through the wiki. Wiki 355. Drill? Devon drill. Here we go. The Devon drill will have the 655 down it, so I'm just going to keep hitting the previous button until we get to the 355. Okay. The 355 takes Heart of the Mountain tier 5. The 455 also takes Hot M5, and then the 555 also does. What about the 655? 655 takes tier 6. So you can go to the 555 titanium drill, which comes from the 455, which comes from the 355, which you unlock at Hot M5. So if you're not Hot M5, don't do it. But the titanium drill is pretty cheap. It's 1 fuel canister, 1 motor, 6 gold plates, 8 refined mithril, 8 refined titanium. It's really not that bad. Here, let me show. This is really not that bad. It's pretty decent. This is what I would suggest. And then you can go into this one. Still pretty good. And then once you get to the 555, this right here is when this is actually a pretty decent buy. Like, once it's this is actually a pretty decent drill. So I would suggest just to upgrade as you go. That's how I suggest for most mining stuff. Is to upgrade as you go. I got a DM from a friend. Gotta check that. Okay. One of my friends is going in for a job interview at the place I used to work. So I was giving him tips to try and get the job. But it's 24 mil for the 355. Is that what you're saying? Craft it. Start saving up the resources and craft it, and then rock a titanium pickaxe until then. And then titanium pickaxe you buy from an NPC, so it's not like it's like super hard. Like actually, let me check something. Bam. Yeah, let's upgrade both these. And then how much do I have left? It's a pretty good amount. Nope, can't do that. We're gonna. Oh, I want to put one more point into it. I'm gonna go until we get that, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Whoop. I think I just need one more good gemstone proc. There we go. Now, yay! Slash warp devant, dwarves. There we go. This right here. The polished titanium pickaxe is actually not trash because it's got a breaking power of 6, which means it can break hardstone. Okay. Thank you, Ealered. 18 for the follow, much greatly appreciated. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, so I hope I did that right. So the polished titanium pickaxe isn't actually all that bad. And you can get it from a normal titanium pickaxe, which takes a rusty, which is, you can just buy that with straight coins. So it's not great. Red is fine. Thanks, Red, for the follow. This is good enough for most of your early to mid-game mining until you can get into the 355 titanium drill line. This can easily take you up to hot M5. I know because I did it. And then for mining pets, do whatever you want. But, where am I going? We're going to go down here. Here, you have so many forge slots that if you go to the tools and you look, which one? I hate this because I had scrollable tooltips, but I don't have that anymore. I think it's video settings. Or is it? There we go. Look at that. Isn't that helpful? The mithril drills suck. The ruby drill line isn't bad. And then the titanium is the good one. So yes, titanium is kind of expensive. But the thing is with the titanium, is that you can also make drill upgrades. Where's the upgrades? Is it here? No. Here's drills. Here's parts. So you can start making the upgrades, and honestly, all these upgrades slowly work towards the best. These upgrades are so good, dude. It is crazy how good these upgrades are. Like, just getting a mithril drill makes it so your maximum capacity goes from 3,000 to 10,000, and it's pretty cheap. Like 5 refined diamonds is 10 diamond blocks, which if you have minions with diamond spreading is like a couple weeks. Refined mithril, that's like with a bad setup, probably, I don't know, you probably get 2, so that's like 5 hours. And then the fuel canisters are each a couple blocks of coal. I think that's 10 blocks of coal. So, of e-coal. And, you know, that's not great, but you can farm that pretty quickly with either coal minions or just mainly farming it. So it's really not that bad just to get the basic mithril fuel. And for the drill, like the drill's super cheap, and that's plus 35 mining speed, or 75. That just takes 2 drill motors, which is kind of pricey, and then 1 mithril plate. The mithril plate's cheap. So that's what I would suggest. Oh, there we go. I leave my GUI big because I have a bad hand-eye coordination. Do I have any plasma? Volta? I do have Volta Suite. 7? Oh, that's perfect. But like, look at mine. I have the Sunny Omelet. I have the Amber Polish, which if you do not have the ability for Sunny Side Omelet, that's fine. There's other omelets that are okay. I think it's the red one that I used to use. The omelets aren't bad. Then like these upgrades are crazy. Crazy useful. So that's what I would suggest. / recipe hard. Click here and then into Sacks. Let's just go recipe hard again, just to get all that done, and then / recipe coal. Click here, in the stash. Here, bam, pow, and then like, look at that. I have 22 enchanted coal blocks, and then is it compact? No, it is. It's not compact. It's not concentrated stone. Then / recipe silex or sixel. Silex. Hey, look, I got 2. Then / recipe iron. Bam. And then I'm gonna hold on to the egg and then go hub. Like, that was what, like an hour and 18 of grinding, and let's see, how much money did I make? 65. We'll call that 3.1. 4.8. 7. 8.3. 9.5. We'll say I just made 9.5 off of parts. So 9.5 mil off of parts in about an hour. So we'll say 9 mil off of parts in an hour, and then 25k. So yeah, we'll just say 9 mil. Pico Nimbuses aren't bad either. If you wanted to, getting a Pico Nimbus, these aren't bad. The only downside is that they have limited set use. So that's the reason why people typically don't. And then, how much do these sell for? 1.3 mil. And now if I search up efficiency, because I want to... Okay. Where's my books? Fish. I think that's how you spell it. I'm getting trolled. Okay. Enchantments. Normal enchantments. Where's the efficiency? What? Where's efficiency? Am I schizo? EFFICI. 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 Yeah, like... Huh? Efficiency 6 used to be an enchantment. Is that not a thing anymore? Can I just enchant this to efficiency 6 now? Let's go to the hex. Hex. You. This. Enchantments. Efficiency? Is there no longer an efficiency 6 book? Did they remove that? That's odd. I didn't know they removed that. No, I'm not finding efficiency 6. Like, I'm going over to the hex. Toss. Like, if I look at this, enchantments. Where's efficiency? Efficiency still goes up to 5. There is no 6 book. Am I crazy? Slash wiki. Efficiency. I can't spell. No book, but you can make it up to 10. Okay, well that's fine. I'm just saying, like, there used to be an efficiency 6 book that you'd buy. Or am I crazy? I could have sworn there used to be an efficiency. No, it never went up to efficiency 6 because that's why the stonk had 6. You just had efficiency 5 and you'd upgrade from there. But I could have sworn there used to be an efficiency 6. Can you not? What? Pickaxe or a drill? Can't be applied to an axe. Oh. Well then, these are just worth selling. Because I can't apply it to my axe, which is the only reason why I was trying to farm these. So, 6 mil. So we'll say I made, because I don't know how much of that I already had. I think I had enough for 1. So we'll say I made 10 to 11 mil in an hour from Hearthstone, from gemstone powder. From powder mining in an hour and 10, I made 11 mil. A little over 11. So, that's really not bad. Superlight. I have 2 stacks of superlights. Let's stack these back up to sell together. Yep. Which, honestly, I'm pretty happy with. What am I going to work on now? When's the fishing event? 20 minutes? Yeah, I think I'm going to do some... What is it? Foraging. For the time being, then. Also, I'd highly suggest you guys to get a backpack where you put all of your things in, and then use black stained glass for the fillers. That's why I have this stack here. So I can do that with this. So that's how I have, like, my other sets. And then... Where's my foraging? Where's my foraging? Boop. Yeah. And then Swargality. I tried to I tried using my island warps as much as possible, but lately I've gotten lazy. Woo! Arthropod resistance. Yay! Do you have a golden dragon? You make what I have. I do have a golden dragon. What the hell was I working on leveling up? I think I was working on leveling up the sheep off of foraging. And make sure to get 1 of each every day, so I can get my dailies. Always make sure to get your dailies for the trees. It gives a lot of bonus essence stuff. Whispers. And then you. Always make sure. The fishing is coming up in a bit, so we'll do that when that happens. Actually, what are my whispers? Huh. Let's see what you guys have. You make in 1 hour what I have in my bank. Oh! Well, to be fair, how many hours do you have logged in this server? Because I have, what? Playtime. 24 hours logged. we'll say 24 of those hours may have been AFK. Because, you know, I would go into the bathroom and stuff. So, 26,000 hours of active gaming. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't AFK that much. That's why I'm giving myself such a little, like, AFK window. Because I truly don't AFK. What command do you use? /playtime. All one word. Keep in mind, I was playing back in the day where, like, it was so much harder to grind EXP, or not EXP, but to grind stats in general. Me too. You only have 375, yeah. Oh, I still have 11 of prime lush berry bulbs. That makes some sense. I stopped playing. I made my account, or my profile, and then played for like a day, and then I stopped. And then I came back. I came back late 2019. I started playing like a month or two before the pandemic. So that's where I'm at. Also, catching fish, really easy, really goated. I still think I have to upgrade my net before I can get puffer fish. So I should be fishing to upgrade my net right now, but eh. And then we have 1 hour of proper fishing, which we could play like sea shanties and stuff while we're doing that. But I've been trying to avoid playing a lot of music on my streams so that when I upload the VODs to YouTube, they're not copyrighted. It happens. But hey, at least you have some experience so you can like easier run it back, you know what I mean? Like, it always sucks to lose your main account. I am luckily still on my one main. I do have an Iron Man that I log into once every like 6 or 7 months just to fart around for a bit when I get a little bored. So it's not very progressed. But it exists. The only real reason why I have it is so that when people like, sometimes all my like my regular viewers, which are normally in the evening, will be like, please play some Iron Man for us. We want you to play some Iron Man. Please, some more Iron Man. I'll hop on the Iron Man and they're like, this is boring. And it's like, yeah, it's Iron Man. What did you expect? This is early game Iron Man still, okay? I'm not really that, like, far in. My progression's really wonky because, you know, I know tricks from my main profile and I make sure to have all my hoppers be budget hoppers. Like, every single one of my minions have a budget hopper. So every time I log back in and check it, like, all my minions have, like, millions of coins. So then I just hit up the dark auction and just drop like 50 mil on something. Which nowadays 50 mil isn't even that much. Also, budget hoppers absolutely goated if you're needing early game money and you don't have compactors and chests on your minions yet. Very, very underutilized. What the frick, Richard? You guys saw that, right? I was punching it and it didn't go back. This is killing me. Okay, let's go like this then. Come on. Okay, up. There we go. You have a hopper and dwarven compressors in all your minions. You only need dwarven compressors in the golden iron, I think, because you need the auto smelt. Is there any other minion that needs auto smelt besides golden iron? That's a bot. I get bots because I don't know. I think it's because someone follow botted me, so I gained 800 followers because, or not 800. I gained 500 followers, 600 because someone follow botted me one day, and now I get like do you want to pay for this subscription so you can have even more followers and subs? Spend $10,000. It's like, no, I don't. Stop. I am unemployed. I literally cannot afford that. And I'm not asking for you guys to sub. I'm just asking for you guys to hang out. That's all I need. I make very little off of the other stuff. Also, Dread Wings sell for so much. I have iron, diamond, and sugarcane and wheat. Okay. Who do even buy it? I don't know who buys it. I'm pretty sure that the concept of a lot of these bots is either preying on little kids who don't understand the concept, or preying on trust fund babies. It's gotta be one of those two things. It's either gotta be trust fund babies or children. They don't know better. So I don't see how someone could actually fall for one of those. I don't think I have that maxed yet. And then Dreadwing and this. What does this make? Okay, I have all of these, and Dreadwings are kind of hard to get, so I might just save that. That's more damage than mini bosses. That's HP. Let's catch some more, since I already got my gold in it. If you ever go to my island, you can see it. It's linked wiki XD1. Honestly, the best minions are redstone, coal, and clay. Clay is actually crazy. Ice and snow for like early to mid game players. I actually have a ton of snow minions that I bought hoping that they'd go up in value, and they went down. So I am looking to sell a whole bunch of snow minions. It was not a good investment. Yeah, you have an ice 11. No, you want to spam them for a bit and just have like a whole bunch of the same one while you're trying to rank in the dough. Also, if you have Dwarven compactors, you should definitely have diamond spreading in all of your minions and medium chests. You can farm medium chests manually pretty easily. What is my power? Oh, it's looking okay. Could get that, but I don't think that's it. I think I need to save up for Axed. I think that's the next goal. Start playing around with the Axed features. Or upgrades. I think those would probably be the best for me. Okay. Okay, I believe you. Okay. Over here. There we go. Let's see, what can I make? Fusions. Still just got that. That's what I want. Slash Hunter Box? What do I got to work with? Withdraw. We'll go with 8 mil, I think is how much it is. I'm still trying to, you know. I'm trying to stay within a pretty decent, like, money on hand range. But I also need this stuff, so. Oops, there we go. Let's go over there, here, Viper. I believe all these are done, yeah. Viper and Viper. To make Python, Fusion, repeat. And Viper plus Python? Actually, let's just cash that out. Hunter's Pressure. My black holes capture better. Okay, so that's what Python is. And then Crocodile. What happens if I do crocodile alligator? That makes python, but not crocodile. Okay, well, let's do that. And alligator, alligator. Or croc for alligator. Let's do that. Get both those up. Echo's resistance. And then black holes capture faster again. Eel plus gecko makes flame. Eel plus that. Cascade. Interesting. Eel plus this. Okay. Eel plus eel makes Monterey. An eel plus burning soul. I'm going to save that eel, I think. Gecko plus gecko is iguana. So we're going to go with that. And then I can cash out these iguana plus eel, cascade, lava flame. XYZ, we'll go with that because that's a new one. And then Dreadwing, Monterey makes Water Hydra, which is actually really useful. So I'm going to get that. And then this plus itself makes that, but I can combine that with anything. So we're just going to leave it at that. Mana regen, fishing speed, and then this is how, so you want to get the Blazing Soul, because the Blazing Soul is actually a really good perk just to have. And then what you do is you go into the water, and you go down to these little normal guys, the green and blue guys, since they're instant catches. I'm going to show you guys a little magic trick right here for getting a lot of easy shards. If you're trying to do this, you want to get your traps to large. And then once you get your traps to large, take them and place them in the Crimson Isle in the like blaze area. And then you can collect them remotely, so it's not that big of a deal. And then once you do that, I'll show you what happens. You take the Burning Souls, combine it with the Azures to make the Dragon Powers. And then you combine the Burning Souls with the Verdant to also make Dragon Powers. Because combining the Dragon Soul with anything will always give you that. And then you can Mass Siphon to get your Dragon Power Elite up, which makes you do more damage against bosses and mini-bosses outside of Dugans. Where do I buy ice? You can mainly farm ice at the Jerry's Island, or you can buy ice from the builder, I think. Yeah, you can buy ice here and packed ice, and this is going to be your best bang of your buck to max these out while you're crafting your ice minions. Special recipe fig. How many? Oh, I have a lot of stuff for fig stones. Unfortunately, I need a lot of fig stones for that other stuff. So that's a bit of an oof. And then sell that, and then these can't actually be sold, so I just despawn them because they're pretty common, and you don't need very many. I already have a couple spares. All this stuff is not sold. None of it. Bummer. And then here, that's sold. But yeah, stretching. Might go grab a drink real quick right before the fishing event starts. As the fishing event starts in 4 minutes, I might go grab something. My brother's just left for work, so I'm gonna be home alone without you. So sad. I got no hook, no sinker. Let's search hook. Nope. Here, search hook. Not the grappling hook. Not that hook. Okay. Let's look this up. Hypixel Skyblock hooks. Common hook. Okay, well, I don't think I want a common hook. I think I just want hooks. Rod parts. Here we go. Sinker, 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 sinker. Don't care about any of the sinkers. Don't really care about the lines. Let's go with hooks. Hostile creature, spooky creatures, treasures. I guess the Phantom Hook? Yeah, I'll buy that. So I want a Phantom Hook for my rod, and then I'm missing a sinker. So let's look at the sinkers. Festive Speaker? No. Chum Sinker? No. Do any of these give Sea Creature? Winter. I don't want the Treasure. I don't care about the Prismarine, Sponge, or Stingy Sinker. I guess I should go with the Stingy. And then I need gold coins to get it. Do I have a lot of gold coins? Let's check this. Rusty coins. I don't have very many. How expensive are these? Kind of pricey. We're gonna withdraw 2 mil. Buy instantly. We're gonna go with 40. And buy the last 6 like this. And then we're gonna go to the Bayou, so I can get the upgrades real quick. Already got that. Bayou. Is it you? To control? Yeah. I still don't have this pet. Huh. I have some of these things, but I don't really care about them. I got the Speedy line already. I don't think I care about any of this stuff. Really should. But, I have rusted belt buckles. Here. I only got 2. Okay, and then I go over to you. And then I get to apply them. There we go. So I think the 10% bait is always going to be useful. The speed line is always going to be useful. And then the Phantom Hooker is going to be good when I decide to start doing spooky events again. And then, please reconnect. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this place so it don't really matter. Where's my fishing? Snow, fishing. There we go. And switch to here. Is this my better fishing gear? I think that's my best fishing gear. And then, sea creature chance is pretty high. Pet. Where is my pets? This one, I think, is the one I want. No. I just want to rock the dolphin. No, I was leveling up Ammonite. Let's go with Ammonite, and then 88.8 chance of getting a sea creature. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, I forgot I need to edit the shark. And then, here, fishing. Where's my shark bait? Shark bait. Ooh, haha. Do I have more shark bait in here? It doesn't really look like it. So, recipe shark. Now, let's just make a couple stacks. Let's make another stack. That's good enough for me. I would highly recommend for you guys to do the fishing now. Because even though, like, the fishing event's gonna take a while, it's kind of crazy. It's a good way of getting fishing EXP faster. Because during this event, you're gonna get better sea creatures, like, that have a higher chance of getting more EXP, and then you're also gonna be able to make more money because more sea creature chance. Is ice even good? Actually, yes. I think it's called compact ice. Ice isn't as good as what's it called? Normally I'd switch my armor, but I don't really care. Hey! chat a 141 tooth. I got a tooth. That's 1 mil right there. Each tooth is 1 mil, so it's best to grind this event every time it becomes active. I'm not gonna go here, put that away. I don't think I'm gonna die, but it's best to always have your bank empty or your purse empty if you're not using a cookie buff. Or if you don't have your piggy bank set up. Which I don't have either. So, happens. I love watching those guys just absolutely maul those. What's my sea creature chance, or my sea creature, my fishing skill. Once my fishing skill gets higher, I'm gonna go for Magma Lord armor. That's a hotspot? I didn't know hotspots could spawn here. What's spawning the hotspot? Oh. Let me switch my armor. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. That armor, this armor increases my, what is it? I can't see what it is. But I think my pet luck says 111, and if I switch to this, my pet luck goes down by 4, so... No, that armor's got... I think it has 5 or 6, treasure chance. What is the word I'm looking for? Oh, dude, I got the hiccups. I'm dying. I got the chest lung cancer. I'm going to die. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. This is so sad. Very, very sad. Those guys are just not having a good time. Remember, if you want to make enemies not friends, put down a corruption banner. People don't like it when you do that. It looks like they're fishing up special things. Dude, why do I have the hiccups? I'm at 2 for 2, which is actually really good this event. Typically, I don't get that many. We need, dude, 519. I think 519 and 520 is max level. That is such a low level squid. It's actually kind of painful. Stop printing coins. That's kind of funny. Dude, why does my chest feel funny? Are you guys also pro fishermen or just miners? Well deserved the Iron Man fella. Oh, he's on an Iron Man? That's pretty cool. Oh, hi, Pookie, my little schnookums. My little uwu schnookums. Little... I don't know where I'm going with this. I have to do with the fishing event because they don't happen very often, and it only lasts for an hour, and we're like 7 minutes into it. So now is a great time for you to play with Luca. Uwu Discord kitten? Not down. What is that quote from Shrek 3? Not now, kitten. Daddy's talking, or something like that from Prince Charming. I'm not even making that up. There's actually a scene where he's talking to like a witch, and he's like, "Not now, kitten." Dude, yes, it hits. I'm over here like every once in a while I feel like I'm schizo, and then I remember that I'm not schizo. I just have bad memories. So all my memories just kind of feel schizo. I should go down and kill those. There. I've already played with Luca. It sounds like nap time. you're gonna take a nap and it's gonna take a few hours. I actually have movie night later tonight, so that's why I'm streaming now and not in the evening, is because I have movie night later. We're watching Shanghai Nights. Dang, I know. It's gonna be in person at his house. He's also giving me dinner. I'm starting to think he's cheating on his wife with me, and I'm not even upset with that. Okay, I deserve it. I got the hiccups though bad. I'm also thinking about taking my microwave over there because they have a really small microwave that doesn't microwave popcorn very well. So I'm actually thinking about just taking my whole microwave over for movie night so that we can microwave popcorn. I'll throw the idea at him before I do it because he might not want popcorn, and if he doesn't want popcorn, I'm just not making popcorn. I'm good with skipping it. I caught 16 raw fish. Wow, it's almost like I get a few hundred from the big sea creatures. I got the hiccups so bad, bro. It hurts. My little legs. It hurts. My little soul. It hurts. Me playing the factory that is quite satisfying once I'm done with this fishing event? Question mark. Oh, also, one of my bestest buds is doing an interview at the place of past employment. So, good for him, hopefully. If he gets it. It's not a terrible job. It's not a great job. It's not a glorious job, but it's not terrible. There is worse. Alright, I'm going to lay down and rest. Let me know when you're good. Okay, if you're going to lay down and actually rest, make sure to set your alarm clock for in 50 minutes. Because that's when this thing will be done, is in 50 minutes. What is this? A snapping turtle? What's a good thing to do for money? Well, right now, the fishing event, if you get really good fishing stuff, you can actually make quite a few mil every hour. The downside is that it costs a lot of money to get good fishing. You're not sleeping, you're just lying down. Okay. Last time you said that, you fell asleep. Mike's decent. Foraging's decent. Foraging actually is really easy right now because you can manually get in the foraging and get a pretty decent setup for foraging in a relatively decent amount of time. So I would actually highly recommend foraging right now. Frogman! Not even close to being that. Whoops. But we're getting somewhere to getting another level up. Was foraging super boring last time I checked? Well, they just updated foraging. Like, the Galaxy Zone is so much better than what it was beforehand. Like, holy, is Galaxy actually making foraging somewhat interesting. Ethos Pog? That guy's username's goated. Ethos Pog is such a Poggy's username. I know. I'm a literacy genius. This is what I graduated high school for. I don't know why else to graduate high school. My chest, it hurts. Dude, the hiccups are killing me. Snapping turtle. Alright, I want to watch YouTube. Message me when you're finished. Okay. If you're watching YouTube, I'm not worried. I thought you were going to be like, no, I'll just lay down and rest my eyes while I'm listening to music. It's going to be like, you are capping so hard. Can you take me to where the air is green? Would you tell me how they get to Sesame Street? So I have an 88.8, and then fishing in this little sea creature's hotspot raises it by 5, which means I have a 93% chance of getting a sea creature. Having a high sea creature chance is what makes it so that you can basically grind sea creature fishing so much faster. Because sea creatures give way more EXP than just fishing. Like, there's not a single drop that gives more than, like, a mid-tier sea creature, to my knowledge. Like, that was 1,000. That was 1,000 EXP. That's pretty decent for fishing. Considering, I think the lowest that you can get is, like, 10. So, just keep that in mind. Ooh, Frogman. Using shark bait increases the chance of you getting sharks, and sharks are the good ones. You want sharks. Because sharks give teeth, and the teeth sell for a lot. Simple supply and demand economics. I had breakfast, I promise. I low-key want to get a snacky, but I think that's just me being hungry out of boredom. What are sharks good for? Sharks are what you need for making the best equipment for fishing. And the best fishing rod for fishing. I don't think mine's the best. It's up there, but I don't think it's the best. What am I running? Let me check after I reel in the next thing. A lucky rod of the sea. SP rod of the sea. Wiki rod of the sea. Hello, mech. Oh, so rod of the sea is the highest rod that you can get. So, yeah, you need it for making the best fishing rod in the game. Because it takes 4 great white shark teeth. And you can also use those to make water shark orbs for bobbin time. And bobbin time is the best armor enchantment for fishing. Second best, I think, is Legion. So, do with that information as you wish. What's my IGN? Cole778. What is yours? Mecha with a whole, or mech with a whole bunch of 9s? Fanboy Luke? Okay, question. Are all femboys gay? Okay, simple question. Because not all tomboys are gay. Okay, if not all tomboys are gay, okay, does that mean that all femboys are gay? Because I don't think I've ever found a straight femboy. All femboys are gay. These are the deep questions. These are the deep philosophical questions that I ask you, chat, to really make you think. What are you doing with your life? Dude, so many of these people are Iron Man. Raw fish! Woo! Raw fish! Doesn't my pet also increase the chance of double hooks? Yes, it does. So if this gives me a double hook chance and the other thing gives me a double hook chance, then I should have a pretty good chance of double hooking. Recipe bomb. What does the bomb in time book do? It gives sea creature chance, speed, wisdom, luck, and fortune. So yeah, the bomb in time books are the ones that you want. Why don't I use texture packs? Because I'm running in the newest version right now, and I'm waiting to see where Hypixel goes before I start downloading more texture packs. Because if Galatea is like a one-off newest version, and I stop messing with the forging update, I'll go back to 1.8.9 and start using the texture pack again. If they're planning on pushing everything forward to being 1.20 plus permanently, then I will probably look for a new texture pack. But I don't mind vanilla textures whatsoever. Vanilla textures aren't bad. Personally, the only vanilla textures that I don't like are the ores. I don't like new ores that much. Hey! We just got a Megalodon. Let's go. A little bit of money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Or whatever that lady sings. I'm trying to think. What is there to talk about? I need input so I can give output. Because right now, I think I burnt through all my conversations and starters in the first 2 hours of stream. Also, raining increases sea creatures' fishing speed, so we're about to start going crazy. Where am I from? I'm from the great United States of America. Oh! And is dead. Who? Are you gonna go who asked? Because if you do that, I'm gonna slap you. Okay? That's stupid. He asked me a question, I answered. Don't be a stinky boy. Looks like we're still 2 out of... It looks like we're 2 out of 4. But, Link, if you're not a part of a guild, you can join mine. I invite anyone. The only requirement is that you log in, like, somewhat frequently. You just have to be a regular. That's the only requirement. Is there a hot spring somewhere? Or is that it? That kind of looks like it's going to be it. Ah! Ooh! Eee! What reforge do I have on my armor? I don't know. I didn't look at it. I write you're like that femboy lucky? What? You don't really play much, so yeah, it might not be the best. The only thing is that when it starts to get full, I kick whoever's most inactive. Unless I know them on like a personal level and I really like them and I want them to stay in the guild and not have to rejoin. But for the most part, I go through and kick people that are like inactive for over like 100 days. Because like if you play for like once a week every month, then you're active enough for the guild. Ooh, corruption book. Lovely. Can you click tab for a few seconds? Yeah, I can hold tab for as long as you want. I'm going to assume you're going to try to party someone that's in my lobby and then TP in. And if you do, I don't really care. This lobby's got room for more, probably. I got the hiccups, dude. This is rough. Oof. This is high quality gameplay right here. This is high octane. What's my guild name? It's Cole778. Just do /guild space join and then my username and it should come up with Cole's Army. And then I can click the accept. But I think your username is the same as what it is in chat. So let me do this. /G invite Lincoln. Link and WickXD1. There you go. I know. I'm something of a mad lad myself with the typing. Dude, I got the hiccups still a little bit, and I'm like, what even happened? I streamed for over an hour and a half, and I was completely fine. Start fishing, instantly start getting hiccups. Brother. Why? Why do I be forsaken by thee? We're gaming. There we go. I missed the old fishing rod I had, but then they reduced it to atoms. You caught 32 clay. That's hilarious. But the best minions are for money and like ease of setup is snow, and then clay and ice aren't that bad. Clay is really good for fishing EXP if you don't want to manually fish, or just to get the first like handful of levels going. I would suggest clay. Now, if you don't care about like ease of setup, the best one for money making would be, or for EXP for fishing, is just straight up the fishing minion. It's not bad. I got a fishing ticket. Look at that, 176. Not bad. Dang it, I missed. Oh, I'm brain damaged. hiccups. The reason for the armor switch is that it increases magical find by like 10. Which is not a lot, but it's something. Magical find, a little bit goes a long ways. Ooh, what's that? Not Bean. Rip Bean. Bon voyage. Hey, second Megalodon. Like I said, Megalodons don't sell for much, but it's something. This is definitely something. This is high octane gameplay. You know, the fact that I'm fishing so fast is pretty good. I think something on my iPhone hit the algorithm because I just got 42 notifications. What? I'm popping off. I'm popping off. This is very interesting. Okay, well, that's interesting. Dude, I am having so many comments on this post about my struggles with getting a job, which is hilarious. This is what decides to blow up. I'll have to send this to my brother later. Oof. I'm a little too far for that. Let's go, like, here? There we go. Now we're fishing with style. Okay. Life is like soup, I am a fork. These legendary quotes are just fantastic. Oh, it got featured! That's why I started the pop-off. What's up with that post? Did this one get, like... Oh, it got bugged. Okay, that makes more sense. Also, why is my phone on red? It was literally fine. It was on, like, 40% when I put it in my pocket. I just checked it, and it's, like, almost dead. Does your guys' phone do the same thing? Also, I hate that you gotta, like, constantly be moving and updating it. Because if you get in too good of a rhythm, then it's like, oh, you're not actually here. No, I am here. I'm looking at my phone. Give me, or looking at chat. Give me something, man. It's getting boring. Ah. These peoples. Ooh, that sounded interesting. I think I'm supposed to kill the blue rangoon lobster. Oh. It don't really hurt me, but it's not dying. Blue ringed octopus. How many of these do I have to kill? 400. Jeez. At least I got it. There's another fishing EXP. There's another fishing EXP. There's another one. All of the EXP, I tell you, all of it. Sea Creature Collection is actually really good for Skyblock EXP. And when I say really good, I mean it sucks, but there's a lot of it. %. Isn't this high octane gaming, chat? Just the highest, absolute top tier. It's almost 1 a.m. for you? What are you, German? That might actually be true. Oh. I don't really care for treasure, so I'm gonna go over here. Have a little bit of peace and quiet. It would be better if I had music going. But, yeah. I'm also waiting for like a message back on Twitter from someone. I don't know if they've responded yet. I'm starting to think they did not respond. Let's see. They did not respawn. Big sad. They responded to something else I posted, but they didn't respond to that. I have another promised 11.5 hours of Dugans I have to do, which I think I'm going to do next time Paul is mayor. Thank you, Linked, for the follow, or Lincoln for the follow. Much greatly appreciated. I have to do another Dugan stream when Paul is mayor. I have another 11.5 hours I have to grind for chat due to a promise I made a couple of guys. So, at some point, yes. Typically, no, I hate dungeons. And it's all floor 7, too. I have to do a whole bunch of floor 7. I've only done floor 6 and got carried. I'm all the way up into like Master Mode 3, I think. I haven't done Master Mode 4. I need to, but I don't want to because Master Mode 4 sucks because normal floor 4 sucks. So, I just know that Master Mode's gonna be also sucky. Isn't this wonderful, chat? I've never seen such high-octane gameplay. There's so much going on screen. Look at all that. There's a whole bunch of fishing people. We got a femboy in the lobby. That's interesting, right? Right? Yeah. Man, I'm not getting good luck with the Tiefs anymore. I hate fish. Yeah, you might want to go with clay minions then, dude. This thing's got so much HP, it's got to be rare. I don't even know if I hit it. I like to think I did. But doesn't look like I loot shared anything. So that's a bummer. That's the real question is, do you have the time to listen to me whine about everything and nothing all at once? 'Cause I am one of those melodramatic fools. Neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. You're 60, you're almost 60% of the way to hot M55. Have you unlocked the crystal nucleus yet? Because doing crystal nucleus runs, if you can get a pretty good time down, can help you get EXP faster because you can do the collect crystal commissions as you're doing the nucleus runs. So you can grind out EXP faster. And then popping the crystal also gives you a little bit of hot M EXP. Not a lot, but some. least shirt off of it. A hook. A hook book. Would you, could you, in a car? Would you, could you, in a bar? Would you, could you, with a mouse? Would you, could you, in your house? Would you, could you, on a train? Would you, could you, on a in the rain? Would you, could you, with a box? Would you, could you, with a fox? I'm gonna do something real quick. Take off my headset and stretch it a little bit. I want to plug my phone back in because it's like super uber low. It's at 16%. So. Plugging that in the church. Ooh, I farted right next to my dog. Get wrecked, nerd. You always fart at inconvenient times for me. Now I fart at an inconvenient time for him. I don't think he cares. I truly don't. Dang dog, you made me look bad. Ah. I've only got 15 more minutes of fishing. Only 15 more! Oh, I'm in a hotspot now. Oh, he moved. I don't think he appreciated my farting. I'm clearing this area of all the sea creatures. I remember once upon a time when bestiary wasn't a thing. I was here first. You guys need to get out of my hotspot, man. You're in my club or you're out, man. There ain't none of this wishy-washy moving around, bruh. You're either in or out. Oh, dang it. I didn't have my headphones on. I didn't see the little red notification that pinged. There we go. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Let's see. There once was a ship I put to sea, and the name of the ship was a billiard tea. Do 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 do. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tugging is done, we'll take our leave and go. Yeah, baby, that's what I was talking about. Woo! We're halfway there. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. I'll make it, I swear. Oh, I need to move my cursor because it's not giving me items anymore. Living on a prayer. Living on a prayer. Yeah. Isn't it like Jenny's got a 6-string in on? She works for her man, da 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 da, for love. Oh, for love. But you know you gotta hold on to what you've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's alright for us. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Right? Isn't it like Jenny works at a diner all day? She works for the man. Da 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 da. Oh, for love. The one thing I got going for me in life is, like, I can remember lyrics pretty well, or at least get the lyrics close enough that I think it fits. And for a lot of songs at that. Like, I think it's, Jenny's got a 6-string in hand. She cries for herself? Do. She brings home for her man, for love. Oh, for love. You know, now I'm understanding why all the guys in high school just would shout Squidward on a chair. They'd be like, Squidward on a chair. It's like, you know what? The actual lyrics are kind of hard to remember. It's kind of like Weird Al. When you listen to like a Weird Al song too much, so you can't remember the normal lyrics. Have you ever had that happen? For me, it happens with The Song That Begins, which is a parody of American Pie. Because American Pie is like... The Song That Begins is a long, long time ago, in a galaxy far away. Naboo was under an attack. Me and Qui-Gon Jinn thought we could talk the Federation into maybe cutting them a little slack. Their response, it didn't thrill us. They locked the doors and tried to kill us. We escaped from bad gas. We took a Tauntaun to Boss Nass. Something about fleeing the scene. We went to Tatooine to see the Queen. Or we went to somewhere to see the Queen. Then we wound up on Tatooine. And that's where we found this boy. And it's like, this... I think it's a Iranian guy? That doesn't sound right. I can't remember how the parody goes. Because the original is, so bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And the good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. And the parody is, so I want to say this something guy. Maybe Vader someday later. For now, he's just a small fry. He left his home, kissing his mommy goodbye. saying soon I'll be a Jedi. Soon I'll be a Jedi. And then the normal version is, did you write the book of love? Do you have faith in God above? If the Bible told you so. Oh. We've been out here on the road. Oh, I'm trying to remember. There's a couple choruses. The normal one is, the parody, the Weird Al parody is, man, it's been a minute since I've listened to Saga Begins. Did you know this junkyard slave isn't even old enough to shave? But he'll use the force, they say. Oh, but in Yoda, in him, he sensed much fear. And Qui-Gon said, now listen here, just stick it in your pointy ear one day. I'll train this boy. You started singing my. Maybe it's this Anakin guy. One day Vader, someday later. For now, he's just a small fry. What is the normal one? Helter Skelter in the summer swelter. The birds flew off with a fallout shelter. 8 miles high and falling fast. And landed foul on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass with the jester on the sideline in a cast. I think I'm mixing up a lot of the lines. Dude, those two songs are really hard for me to remember because they're pretty long. Like, American Pie is like a 6-minute song, and then the parody's like 3.5. And then you got freaking, what is it? If you really want to go for a loop, you got, We Didn't Start the Fire. How does the first one go? Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Witch, and Joe DiMaggio. Joe McCartney, Richard Nixon, Tuda Baker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Witch, and Joe DiMaggio. No, not that one. What's the other one? Jeez. I used to remember, like, the first 2 or 3 sets. Marilyn Monroe. It's something like James Dean, Brooklyn's Got a Winning Team, Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland. Something, do. I can't remember, dude. I haven't listened to the songs. I need to listen to the songs again. Those are like some old-timey classics. And then Country Roads, typically I can remember all of Country Roads. It's just the first line. Always, like, it always trips me up. I need to know what, like, the first sentence is for Country Roads, and then I typically can remember it all from there. Because the first, like, I can't remember what the first line is, but I know it's like, I keep on wanting to go over the hills and far away, oh, tell it on the mountain. And I'm like, tell it on the mountain is not how it starts. It's like, I'm trying to remember. Give me a second, I'm cooking in my little brain. My little brain is very small. My dogs are barking at sirens. It's like rolling over the mountains, flowing like a breeze. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Traveling down this road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Country roads, take me home. How does country roads lyrics? What is the first one? Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, rolling like the mountains, flowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place. Hey, we're at 3 now. 3 out of 10 Chiefs. Yeah. And then we didn't start the fire. Dude, that one's tricky. We didn't start the fire lyrics. Okay, I was right with the Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Witch, and Doja Mangio, Joe McCartney, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. And then that's the first chorus. And then it goes Rosenberg, H-Bomb, Sugar Ray, Pan Moon John, Brando, The King and I, and The Capture in the Rye, Eisenhower Vaccine, England's Got a New Queen, what is that? Minciano, Liberis Satiria, and The Goodbye, do. Joseph Stalin, Melenkov, Nasser Ann, Prokov, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc, Roy Kahn, Juan Perón, Toscanini, Diacron, Diamond, something Footballs, Rock Around the Clock. Dude, I don't know what any of these are. Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn's Got a Winning Team, Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland, Baradot, Budapest, Alabama, Kruzkevach, Princess Grace, Payton's Place, Trouble in the Suez. Hey, it's over. Did I even go through all of them? I did. I started using Spooky Bait. Oh, I should have been paying more attention. Oh well. Little Rock, Pasternak, Mickey Mantle, Carovac, Spud, Nick, Cho and I, Bridge on the River Kwai, Lebanon, Charles D. Guan, California Baseball, Stark Weather, Homicide, Children's of the Thylamide, Buddy Holland, Ben Hur, Space Monkey, Mafia, Hula Hoops, Castro, Edson is a no-go, U2, Signon Ree, Pale Toll, and Kennedy, Chubby, Checker, Psycho, Belgians in the Congo. Dude, that is so hard to say, and there's still more. I've just given up. It's just a very hard beat to follow. And then I already know that these pets, because they're epics, will be cheap. Will give me more money at this guy. Fortunately, they just don't sell for a lot. Oh, not that one. And the Capture in the Rye, Eisenhower Vaccine, England's Got a Winning Team, Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland. And then, Fairy? How much are the Fairy armors selling for right now? Lowest armor, 5K? Oh, I'll place it for 7.5. 7.5K. I'll just sell them all for that much. They'll sell. You may be like, aren't you a millionaire? Why are you selling it and not just selling to NPC? The reason why I'm a millionaire is because I do cheap things like this. I didn't sell all these for 7.5k, right? I didn't put an M in any of them. Good. Do 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 do. Oh, we tried to fight it, but we didn't light it. Hey, they sold poggers. We're making money. 314 mil. Okay. This is typically where I'd end the stream. I think I'm going to. Oh, this is a terrible time for you, Lion Ape 202. Or 2002. So I was just about to end. But, you know what? Let me see what my buddy is up to. Let me... Who is this? Oh, I know who that is. That person didn't respawn. Let me see if he's responding, because if not, we'll go a little bit longer for you, bud. So you got a little bit of the goober. I don't know how much energy I got left in me. Okay, the fishing was very, very boring. It killed 95% of what brain cells I have left. Although this is almost level 100, which is pretty. That's pretty poggers. We could do. This is also almost level 100. We could do Slayer. I want to do Slayer. It's not bad. I need to do it at some point. Oh, that guy's buying my whole stock. Cool. And I exist. You can end stream. Don't stay on for me. I'll drop a follow before you end. Well, I have one last thing I typically do, but I'm going to wait until my buddy says he's on. Probably then. Maybe. Let me check something. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. /HB. We'll pull out all of these. Not the chameleons. I want the chameleons still. I want the chameleons and I want the burning. But the rest of these, I want to sell. Yes. It won't let me follow. Well, that's sad. Have you tried pushing follow? I know that was supposed to be very sarcastic and funny. It kind of came off as just butthole-ish, and now I'm sorry. There we go. I click the button and it won't go through. And lose your account. Huh. Odd. Lol, you good? No. I do have one more thing that I typically do at the end of my streams that I was going to hold off on doing for a minute. But we can just do it right now. What the? This proxy is restarting soon. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, then we'll just do it in the hub. We'll find a private hub to do it. We'll do it somewhere else. Normally I do it at on my island. So we're gonna do it right on the balloon. Yeah, perfect. On the weather balloon with that in the background. I end off each one of my streams reading from my 3-minute devotional. It'll take me 3 minutes, and then I do my outro, and everything's done. So you got 3 minutes to figure it out, bud. A network of faith and friends. I commend to you Romans 16:1-6. It's a stunning list. At the end of his letter to Romans, Paul takes time to greet, commend, and express gratitude to the 25 individuals and in some cases their congregations. They were of great value to Paul's ministry. His accomplishments wouldn't have been possible without them. It isn't just more difficult to make this journey alone. It's impossible. You need allies who will walk with you, will walk the road with you. You'll need help along the way. Paul's allies were his benefactors, his co-workers, his friends, and even his mentors. That Rufus's mom had also been a mother to him. Romans 16:13. You think, with how much talking I do on stream, I wouldn't stutter when I read, but I do. I misread things all the time. Also, each of these people supported and encouraged him on the way. Together, they provided a network of material, emotional, and spiritual support. When Paul suffered, they comforted him. When Paul was discouraged, they encouraged him. Paul accomplished great things and reached greater heights, standing on their shoulders. You will need to build this kind of network and work at keeping these relationships strong. You can't simply go it alone. Lord, please help me be a good friend to my friends, to support and encourage and invest time in them, as I wish them to do for me. I like that one. That is the daily Bible verse. Or, well, daily is my daily devotional. I only read them at the end of my streams. I don't read them on my own. And there's supposed to be 150, and it's taken me quite a while. Or there's 191. And it's taken me a long time to get through these. So, you know, I'm a Christian. This is the only Christian thing I really do during my streams, besides sometimes talk about the gospel, is my little daily devotional at the end. Because I want to let you guys know the love of Christ, but I don't want to force it down your throat. So I feel like doing the little 3-minute devotional at the end is the best way to go about it. Thank you, Lincoln Wiki XD1. Thank you, Lion Abe 2002 for the follow. So much love, greatly appreciated. Thank you, Alexred for 18 for the follow. Thank you, the Freerin, the High Levels, Joy TNB. Thank you all for the follows. Some of those guys were offline, so that's why I'm thanking them now. Thank you for the follows. I stream Monday through Friday. I typically do it at 10:30 p.m. PST. Right now it's 4:30 and I'm ending because later tonight I'm doing a movie night, so I don't know if I'm going to do an evening stream today. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. If I don't, I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening, good night. Goodbye.